Yes, people, Fuseodg here. First of all, big up everyone that's been sending in their suggestions on the American companies that we need to boycott. Like I mentioned in my previous post, we need to speak the language of America, which is undoubtedly money. The real power in America lies with the financial donors, not the actual parties themselves. And since America only seems to understand the language of business, we need to speak business. So it's time to unleash some economic plagues on America and its products until we get the justice and the peace that we deserve, until they let our people live their black lives in peace. So the first company that we are going to boycott is Coca-Cola. And as I mentioned in my previous post, is based on a suggestion of the late great Martin Luther King, who called for a boycott on Coke before he was unfortunately murdered in cold blood by the US government. So stay tuned for more information on that, and we are going to kick that off as soon as you see this video. But big up everyone that's been protesting across the world, and especially those in America who are protesting directly in the face of racist police. It's so inspiring to witness your actions. And I've seen videos of women being shot with rubber bullets and children being pepper sprayed. And you know, on one hand we marvel at the bravery, and on the other hand it's so scary to see our people go through so much for the basic human rights of justice. And it's also very shocking to see the weak international response that we're getting from the UK, France, the UN. These are the same people who are quick to invade other countries for weapons of mass destructions that don't even exist, or quick to invade other countries for their crimes against humanity. But they're nowhere to be seen when America commits crimes of humanity against its own citizens. Really, they should be there right now, protecting its people, protecting the people from its government. We really need an international response, but the international governments have made it very clear that we the people, we are on our own. It's all up to us. It's up to you, it's up to me, it's up to our friends, it's up to our aunties and uncles. It's really up to us. And just to put things in perspective for people who think that the riots are not the answer, and a lot of celebrities have been posting that it needs to stop. I know a lot of people think it's not fair because of all the local businesses that's being destroyed, but it's also unfair and indiscriminate to have people's lives killed, people's lives taken at random. Historically, freedom have never been won without a fight. I've never heard of an oppressive regime that just woke up and decided that, you know what we're doing is not cool, let's give the people their freedom. America and the UK, they love to celebrate their famous abolitionists like Abraham Lincoln and William Wilberforce, and act like it's because of them, that it's only because of them that slavery was ended. But it was actually the enslaved Africans in Jamaica who burned down the plantations that made Britain realize that it was too expensive, because money talks, and they started thinking about the abolition of slavery. It was Nat Turner that was burning down the plantations in America that actually inspired abolitionists in the northern states to consider the humanity of enslaved Africans. It was Toussaint Louverture and the Haitian army who fought for their freedom through their military power. And trust me, if it wasn't for these people fighting, we would not have a fraction of the freedoms that we have today. And I say freedoms because ironically, what a lot of people don't understand is that in 2020 we are still living on a plantation, and that's really the heart of what the people are rebelling against. So we have to stand with them. We are in an evolved plantation, a system where black people are constantly at the bottom, socially, politically, and economically. And this has been exposed so clearly by COVID-19. And on top of that, to add salt to injury, we are being lynched in 2020. This cannot be serious. This week is actually the 99th anniversary of the Tulsa massacre. If you don't know about the Tulsa massacre or the Black Wall Street, search it up, because evidently 100 years of being nice hasn't gotten us anywhere. And we all know the saying, madness is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So the system does need to be burnt down. We do need to fight. However, we need to fight strategically. We need to box smart, and when I say we, I'm talking about you and I. We need to channel all this anger and this energy into economic action. because that's the only language that they will understand, and it's the only way that we can protect our people from being murdered and pepper sprayed during peaceful protests. And listen, if you take anything from what I'm saying to you today, is the biggest trick or the biggest lie that the white supremacist system has told us is that we are a minority. Black people, don't let anybody tell you that you are a minority. You have a whole continent of over 1 billion people who looks just like you. Globally, black people have an annual spending of over 3.9 trillion US dollars. Yeah, and just to put that in perspective, if it was its own independent state, that would make it the 5th largest economy in the world. And I think that's always been the fear of the slave master, that the enslaved will wake up and outnumber them on the plantation. We have power in our influence, and we have power in numbers, but unfortunately we have been carved up, divided and conquered. So we need to reverse that, we need to flip that, and we need to unite and emancipate, mentally and economically. A new African nation with a new mentality that's based on self-love. And as I mentioned before, it's time to start a global boycott on American products until we get the justice and the freedom that we deserve as a people. Until our problems become their problems, we have to boycott globally so they can listen. I know a lot of people are saying that it's going to be hard for black people to stop their spending, but I think really it comes down to us seeing the whole situation for what it really is. It's life and death. We managed to obey a lot of uncomfortable, life-changing rules that were enforced on us due to coronavirus because it was life and death. But guess what? That's exactly what this is. Life and death. This is very simple. Nobody's asking you to risk your life. Nobody's asking you to stay indoors 24/7. We just need to stop buying certain products. We don't need any politicians or anything fancy. We just need to take action and change our buying habits. So let's unite by checking up on each other. Let's emancipate ourselves mentally. Let's meditate on Africa, our home. Let's meditate on our sovereignty. Let's meditate on our strength, because we have survived up until now. You are strong. You are unbreakable. You are royalty. You understand? Real power isn't frantic. You know, as we say in Ghana, real power is not giddy giddy. Like, real power is not chaotic. It's not necessarily loud. Real power is calm. It's collected. It's intentional. And it knows what it knows. We just need to be intentional about our goals and what we need to achieve, which is our freedom and justice. So I'm calling on all black people and human beings who stand with us to help in 3 ways. Yeah. 1, share this video and tag anybody that you feel need to hear this message. 2, register to take part in this boycott and add your suggestion to the website boycottforjustice.com. 3, if you're a black business, sign up, as we are creating a directory for alternative black businesses, because it's really time for us to invest and build our own economy. So let's stay connected and let's take this next action together. If you don't take any action, any of these actions, at least just do something, because silence is compliance. Like I've said, we are starting with Coca-Cola, and we will be adding more companies as time goes on. And it's clear what we need to do. It's clear what you need to do. It's clear that we need to take action, and we need to take it now. And this call of action is from your siblings in the motherland. I'm Fuseodg, and let's build this new nation together. Let's boycott for justice.